If you see mission field, your perspective about life will change. Some of us, everything we know about church life is in the city, hustling and bustling. We've never seen persecution in its raw form. We've never seen what it means to serve God in the midst of nothing. We don't know what it means. Some of the things we are preaching in the city, I assure you, you can't take that gospel to Mubi. You can't take it. Because people will be looking at you. What does this man think he's saying? Some of these things we are saying in the city, that even in heaven, in hell, Lazarus was still sendable. So the rich man was giving Lazarus instructions, even in hell. He said there's a way you will build yourself. In hell. Because the agenda is to raise people that can compete with the world. The only salvation for Sarah is to drive Hagar out of the house. It's the only salvation. If Hagar is still there, bro, she would have produced more. And you know the thing? All her children would have been older than Isaac. Isaac would have been the younger boy, and by tradition, the inheritance will go to the senior. So right now, you are looking at the church and you can't even tell, is God still with us? Because the things we use to celebrate that the Spirit of God is in our midst, that's where I started though. You don't need to be a Christian to have those things. You don't need. So Paul said, the reason we have gotten to where we have gotten is that people will pay attention to seducing spirits. Spirits whose design is to seduce, is to lure. Do you know what a seducing spirit is? Is to lure you. That means if it is going to lure you, it will lure you with something that you like. Our desire for comfort, our desire for wealth, our desire for breakthrough has become a bait in the hand of Hagar. So the world knows that it can swing it in front of us, and then we are finished. I went to an African country, and some of the pastors were weeping. They were lamenting. God graciously helped them that their voice was strong, and the man that was put in the government house was like he came on the back of the church. So it was like they had a voice, and something great was going to happen. And then the man began to invite them. Every time they go there, pastors will be fighting over transport. When they go there, they know that the man is spending government money. They are asking for banquet. You didn't eat from your house. They sit down and lounge. Then it got to a point the man kicked out the church. He wasn't listening to them anymore. By that time, it had already rubbed off on the church. Some of you, as I'm even speaking in parables, you know the country I'm talking about. Because you pay attention to the news. It even rubbed off on the church. And disgrace began to come to the church. Dishonor began to come to the church. You can't compete with Hagar. You can't. This is why we gather in church. When we gather in church, we are sharpening ourselves to remind ourselves that Satan is not as powerful as you think. The only way Satan can destroy us is if he can get you to be seduced. So he begins to seduce. He begins to speak with the doctrine of devils. Demonic emphasis. Demonic passions. He sells it to the church like something that is new, something that is important. And then the church begins to build on it for 15 years. Teaching for doctrine the traditions of men. That's what Jesus said to the Pharisees. They have taken traditions and turned them to doctrine. Ask the average young man what he thinks church is supposed to be. He doesn't know. Somebody wants to start a church. They were telling me some days ago, a young man that was just released to go and start a church. He's looking for a hall in Lekki that he'll be paying millions. Because you see, he does not believe that his anointing can work in the village. The kind of things he wants to teach, if he goes to the village to say those things, the place will be empty. Because the people in the village are not looking for how to get rich or die trying. They are looking for Jesus. They want to love him. They want to be able to come to church and their craving for alcohol dies in a service. That's why they are coming to church. While I was on the mountains of Mobi in Adamawa State, I came for services and I will be preaching. It was not normal Hausa they speak there. They speak Juluvu. That's what they speak, Juluvu. I'm preaching. The man is interpreting. I saw grown men older than me weeping in service. That could not be the voice of a man. Could not have been. Weeping. People began to tell themselves, this wife that I have, I did not marry her. We've just been fornicating. I'm going to change. I'll go and do the right thing. Some of you, I tell you again, your salvation might be that you go on a mission trip. Just volunteer one of your holidays. Look for a good mission agency, Capro, one of those places. Just volunteer. And go somewhere for 1 week. You will come back reformed. You will know that there's more to this thing we are doing than smoke coming on the altar like that and say, ooh. You will know that there's more. You will know that this business is about souls. It's not about the quality of car you drive to the service. Go there and see there are no drums, no keyboard. And people are clapping like this, sweating tears from their eyes. The same Jesus that you are praising and you are saying, the choir no sabi sing. Tears. They are singing a simple song and they are singing it 4 or 5 times. The same syllable and they are clapping. They are clapping. And the song is about eternity. Oh my God. They are clapping. They are clapping. They are shaking. Some are sweating and they are weeping. I saw joy like I've never seen in any place before. You know what is called the joy of salvation? Some of you don't know what I'm saying. The joy of salvation. That you met Jesus. I saw it there. The reason we have to teach sacrifice, we have to teach this, we have to teach that, is that a generation has been seduced.